The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. For the best in below-the-waist grooming, check out manscaped.com. Use the promo code NNF for 20% off your purchase. That's manscaped.com.
Welcome to the No New Friends podcast, the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Join Scott, Mary, Chris, and Sarah as they discuss adulting topics that may not be suitable for little ears. Unless you are a small adult like Chris. And then it's fine.
It gets better.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, it gets better. He does that little finger thing, where he puts his finger up by his eye when he's starting to really think about things he's heard. And he, a little bit later, comes in my room, does a little thing. We're sitting there just in silence, watching a movie with each other, is how he says it. And he goes, "Mom, where's Pound Town?"
Oh, no.
All in one night. This is
God.
in one night that this happened.
And now it's time for the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, Chris, and Sarah.
Come on at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That's right. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. If you'd like to connect with us on all of our social media links, just check out our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, you can check out our really sweet merchandise and also join our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits, and be able to watch these episodes as we record them live. There's a lot of funny shenanigans, a lot of cutting room floor that you don't get to hear unless you're a Patreon member, unless you're a clubhouse member. And you can also see our full celebrity interviews because we have to cut those down for time a lot of times. If you'd like to email us, nonewfriendspodcast@yahoo.com. And if you don't like the email and you want to call us and leave us a voicemail, and I will be playing some voice messages tonight, give us a call, 407-906-0543. If it makes me laugh, maybe you'll win something. Maybe you'll win Ryan's $50 Outback Steakhouse gift card. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, my co-host. She is the queen of examinations, Mary. Also, our other co-host. She's everybody's favorite food truck critic, Sarah.
Hello.
Our producer, Alex.
It's me, the guy who edits the podcast.
And our scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Before I do this movie quote, I do wish that I just went with the simple hello like Sarah has, because it's just way more easier on my end instead of rushing 30 seconds before you introduce me to do a movie quote. But today's movie quote is brought to you by blank. I'll have a single shot of whiskey, a double shot of whiskey, and she'll have a water. Oh, what the hell? It's our anniversary. Bring her a Pepsi.
Waiting.
Very good.
It is. That would have been embarrassing if you didn't know that, because you love movies that are rated below a 5 on IMDb.
I can't believe that movie is rated that low. It's one of the greatest movies.
I mean, I think it's great because we can relate to it, but if you really think about the actual quality of it when it comes to a movie, it's subpar at best.
I mean, I guess you're right. I don't know. But that brings me to our first topic. Chris.
Scott.
You triggered me last week.
Oh, boy, did you. Woo!
And so this is, everybody loves educational podcasts. Oh, don't do an entertainment podcast, do an educational podcast. So this segment is going to be educational, okay? For those of you who have worked in the restaurant industry, this segment's going to be very relatable for you. We should get lots of phone calls. If anybody has not worked in the restaurant industry, pay very close attention, because Mary, Sarah, and I are going to teach Chris and you at home how to properly act when going out to eat and what expectations you should have.
And you know what? Counter argument. I'm going to justify bad behavior, because guess what? My family owned a restaurant, and I was in the restaurant industry for a couple of years. Scott.
Okay, so Chris played Pac-Man and ate some pizza, and he calls himself in the restaurant industry. That's like Mary saying, I've taken a couple classes. I'm a medical professional.
It's also like you saying you're a restaurant professional. That's about the equivalent of how much work you've done in the restaurant.
I beg to differ.
Consumed food. That's the extent. Converted Diet Coke to urine.
Listen, that was the old me. I could write a book on how good I am in the restaurant industry now.
Do it. I'll read it.
Listen, I had a GM once that gave me major PTSD. So it took me a very long time to recover from that. So here we are. I've just finally gotten through that. But anyway, I digress. So we're going to start at the very top. Okay. What you should do when going to a restaurant. Okay. First thing, before you even go to the restaurant, if you have more than 8 people in your party, please call ahead.
Oh, don't have more than 7 friends, Scott. So next point.
Okay, perfect. Now, here's the thing, too. You know how many people are in your group. When you go up to the host stand, know how many people are in your group. Don't stand there and count. The hostess doesn't have time for you to count.
All right, you know what, Scott? Some of us aren't great counters, and some of us forget, someone was left at home or someone was sick. So that's why we count. All right, Scott?
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm a counter. I am a counter. I'm not going to count in the car. You have an extra 4 seconds, Scott. See, you guys don't have patience. This is what it is. Keep going.
I don't like how you clumped us all together and said you guys.
But
I
You
here's
guys meant
say
guys. I
anything.
wasn't talking about women. It's Women's History
Okay.
Month. That's why I said
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
speaking of which, happy steak and a blowjob day. True story. It is steak and a BJ day.
It
Yep.
is.
It is. Happy Women's History Month. Okay. So listen, Chris, I hear what you're saying, but when we get that every third party, them counting how many people are in their party, it adds up. The time adds
Sounds like
up.
a you problem, actually.
It doesn't. It's not a me problem. It's definitely a consideration for the restaurant.
I mean, I think it's
Oh.
technically still a you problem because nobody's taking that into consideration still. But it's okay. I don't
Okay.
like it
You
when
should have a sign on your door. Put a sign on your door. Count your party before you come in.
So do I need to have a sign on the door that
Yeah.
says, please make sure you take a breath every couple seconds so you can live?
I don't know if you think that low of your patrons.
what kind
Maybe.
of establishment are you running, Scott?
Okay, Mary, you are supposed to be on my side. I'm
I'm
going to
just
need you to
kidding.
reel this in. Okay. I didn't say anything about unemployment this week. Okay. The reason why people are short staffed is because they get call ins and they're just short staffed. It has nothing to do with unemployment. So now you're on my side. Okay.
What? Is it because
So-
you think I'm unemployed?
No. You didn't take my side last week because I made the unemployment joke. Okay. So here's a big one. Chris, if you have a party
All
of
right.
4, okay, and you approach the host stand and you're
Mhm.
like, I'm a party of 4, okay, there are specific tables that fit 4 people. If you all of a sudden before you get sat, you have 2 more people join, you're pretty much at the back of the list because now they have to find a table your size. You can't just walk right in, have 4, and then, oh, nope, now I'm 6. Different size tables.
Slide a table. If they're not bolted to the floor, they can slide.
That is such a pain in the butt. Because then it could belong to somebody else's section, and you gotta
Exactly.
start rearranging things, and it's a mess. And why, like, that also adds to the counting how many people you're gonna have, because you set it up for, say, 6, and then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, I got 4 more joining. Why?
Oh, you know what? You guys do have a good point. I'm so sorry I'm bringing 2 more hungry people to your establishment to pay your bills. I'm sorry. It's a good point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm
It is.
supporting your business.
We are happy to accommodate you, but it may take some extra time. You may have to wait a few more minutes.
I'm fine. That's fine. Let me give you one more second to count. Is that okay? Is that
You
all right?
may-
Give you one more second to count.
You may be fine. But there are other people who don't understand that now they don't fit at that original table that we were going to put them at. With moving tables together, we're happy to do that, but it may take more time because servers have sections and servers have a certain amount of tables per section. And in some work environments, they are contracted to have those amount of tables. I cannot just give a table to another server just because you decided to add on 4 people. You may have
Sir,
to
this is
split up.
friendliest. What are you talking about? You are not contracted a certain amount of tables. And I'm pretty sure, and sir, I'm pretty sure I heard one of your managers back there whisper saying something. It's very inconvenient to move tables together because of sections and stuff like that. So I don't think you're very happy to accommodate me.
We are happy to accommodate you. It just may take a little bit of time. Okay. Now here's another thing. Okay.
Are you going to let Sarah and I chirp in
Go-
at any
jump
point?
in.
Or
Please jump
is
in.
this just Scott's list of things that he hates?
Please jump in.
Okay. I'm just from personal experience here. If you don't really have an allergy, can you please not say that I have an allergy? Because it makes the people who really do have allergies like feel bad and not want to say it. For example, it's very rare that I'm like, I have a real gluten allergy. Or if somebody like often Mike Reedy will be like, hey, she's got a gluten allergy. And I'll be like, it's the real one, not the fake one. Like, I feel like I have to justify it.
Right.
So if you're like, if you say I have an allergy to onions, but you really don't, because then you're like, I'll take the onion rings just if you could leave
Right.
the onions
Yeah,
out
I've
of
got
my. Like, please don't do that because you look foolish.
I have a tomato
foolish.
allergy, so we don't put ketchup on the burger. Hey, why doesn't this burger have ketchup? Well, you said you had a tomato allergy.
No, only when it's a regular tomato.
I'm guilty of this, and Emily gets mad at me every time. I think it's pretty funny. You guys can be the judge of that. Whenever I go somewhere and I order something like meatballs or like a steak, when the waiter or waitress brings it out, I say, "This is vegan, right?" And and they always laugh. But I don't know if it's in disgust or not.
It is.
That's
It is. They've heard that
definitely
joke
always
15 times.
everything's in
That-
disgust.
yep.
Even the
I
hi,
just
how
love
are you is
poking
in
fun
disgust.
at the vegans.
Yeah.
I never ask how
the
people are.
vegans.
Listen, and when your server comes up to you and starts their spiel, let them finish their spiel. Don't just say water. Okay. They have certain talking points that they need to get to. Let them get to it. It's just rude when you enter water.
I don't know, Scott. You just contradicted yourself because maybe the people are trying to save some of the server's very
That's
important
not
time.
what they're doing. That's
I'm just
not
kidding.
what they're doing.
I'm
You
just
know that.
kidding. I
You're
know.
just rude and inconsiderate. I'm jumping way ahead, but if you show up on a Sunday, don't think that you can tip in prayer cards.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
it's not the same. We can't pay our electric bill with prayer cards.
Yeah, I cannot just call the electric company and be
Yeah.
like, but Jesus loves you.
Must be a Florida thing.
Last
Rob-
time I got a prayer card, though, I got a $25 gift card with it.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Yeah, to the Bible store.
Yeah. right.
No. This Visa gift card. I could use it on anything. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Like Bibles.
Like Bibles or
Yeah, that's the first place I was going.
crucifixes.
Don't worry, it came with one of those too.
Oh, you got that must be the starter kit
It was
they
the
got
whole
you.
package.
Very nice.
It's a conversion kit. Nice.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
To Chris's point last week, walking into a restaurant and having to wait, but seeing half the restaurant empty. Legitimately, they're short-staffed. Okay, just because they have the tables,
They had plenty of people.
no, just because they have the tables open does not mean they have the servers to take care of
Or if it's later and perhaps maybe they've already made cuts and people have already gone home and they got like a random rush of people.
it. Right.
We had
That can
reservations.
happen too.
We had reservations for 8:00.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm just saying in general. I'm not
just-
talking
hey,
about
but-
your.
You guys just don't understand how mountain time works. It's the most aggravating thing ever. I was justified in my complaint. Go on.
Go on.
What else do we have?
Don't get mad if you try to use a coupon and it's expired. That's
It's
not my
expired,
fault.
exactly.
That is on you. Or if I'll see that and raise you the bringing the wrong coupon to the wrong establishment and then
Oh,
getting mad
yikes.
when they won't take it.
Yeah, if you're coming to McDonald's, don't bring a Burger King coupon. It's not a matching thing.
You don't match your competitors, sir. No.
The last memorable coupon I had, this lady was already upset about something with her meal, so we had to go out and take care of it, yada yada, whatever. So then at the end, she presents her server with a $5 coupon, but it's an email that's been screenshotted. So the general manager went out to the table and she's looking at this older lady and she clicks on the screenshot and it says 2020 was when it was taken. So this woman had been coming in for almost 3 years using that same $5 off coupon.
Well, valid reason. Everything was closed in 2020. Oh, never mind. I forgot. You guys live in Florida. Never mind.
Yeah, no,
Never mind.
everything
Yeah,
was
never
open.
mind.
Everything was
Yeah.
fine.
She was
Fully
able to use
open.
that. Yeah, she was able to use that.
Here's another thing. If you don't like your meal, let us know. Let us know so we can replace it. Don't finish it and then expect the meal to be comped. You ate the cost of that food. You should have told us earlier. So, Chris, if you order the meatballs and you don't like the meatballs, but you finish the meatballs, that's on you, bro. I can't see that you didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a picky diner. Like if I get a bad waiter or waitress, I tip them 20%. If I get a good one, it's like 35%.
That's good, and
So I'm
glad
like one
you
of
do that.
those. I'm one of those.
And
Because
that's-
listen, I have family I have friends that work in the restaurant industry.
That's like saying I'm not racist. I've got a friend who's black. Okay, what does that mean?
It means I understand them.
Okay, but listen,
I go through the same struggle as they do because I'm friends with them.
I have
Okay.
another one. This one really perturbed me. If
Well,
I'm walking by your table, just like as a manager on the floor, don't stop me and say, "Do you know where my server is?" No, but clearly you need something. How can I assist you? That's a little
Oh.
aggravating.
So I have something. Sometimes when my waiter's not around, I ask another waiter for something. Is that okay?
No, because
Why
you're
though?
probably very busy.
No, I'm
just
like,
wait.
hey, I asked for the ketchup like 45 minutes ago. Could you get me? No, I'm kidding. I go to other people's tables to get ketchup. But it's like, if it's something else, like, can I have a glass of water?
Do you know why you don't do that? Because you could say, hey, can you send my server over here real quick? Because now that server that you've asked to help you is now obligated to help you. And then they're not taking care of their tables. So now they can't find their server. So then they're asking another server, hey, can you get me this? And it's this snowball thing.
Everybody's waiting on everyone else's tables.
And
So you guys got to make this a PSA because I don't know this stuff. Why would I?
That's
what
we're doing.
This?
That's what we're doing. We are doing this right now. We are educating the masses.
We're
Here's
educating.
the thing too. We're educating. Yes. If you walk into a restaurant and you see the manager bussing tables, running food, seating the door, go to another restaurant. The restaurant is busy and it's going down in flames.
How do we know if they're a manager or not?
They usually wear different clothes.
So now I have to know the clothing attire of the employees.
I'm just saying,
I don't know. You make me not want to go out to eat anymore.
No, that's an insider tip. He's trying to help you.
I'm trying to help
That's not
you.
an etiquette. That's just an insider
It's
tip.
an insider tip. If you see a manager having to do the functions of hourly employees, that means that they are short-staffed or the restaurant is going down in flames. You may want to pick somewhere else to dine that evening. Or just know that it's going to take a while to get your food or be sat. Just a little insider tip. Just trying to help everybody out. But back to the meatballs. If you don't like the meatballs, okay? Well, speaking of balls, do you know what I use to keep my balls nice and cleanly shaven? I use my Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. And we've got a special deal right now. Just go to manscaped.com, pick out any product you want, use the promo code NNF for 20% off. Now, ladies, you got something from Manscaped this week, correct?
Yes, did. Very exciting stuff. Can't tell you about it though.
We'll edit that out. Fantastic sales job, ladies. Super impressive. So, anyway, check out Manscaped NNF for 20% off.
I'm never eating meatballs again.
I was gonna say, how many times have your meatballs gotten sent back, Scott?
And I'll tell you what, this is how good of an eater I am. A patron at a restaurant. What are they even called? I'm not an eater. What are they called? What would you call some?
A guest.
Call you a guest.
What if you're there all the time? Are you still a guest?
You're a pain in the ass.
Gotcha. So now I really see where you restaurant people stand. You hate people that come in. You hate when more people come in. You hate when the same people come in. You guys just hate everything.
We just hate
anyway,
people. We just hate people.
So,
no, we love our regulars, but here's the thing. If that restaurant has like a loyalty program or a rewards program, don't use that as a form of entitlement. Like, I've been a rewards club member for 5 years. Everybody's been a rewards club member for 5 years. It doesn't cost you anything to become a rewards club member.
I do that at Starbucks, but I do it by never using my points. So I never use my points. So then whenever they scan it, like, whoa, you have a lot of points. Like, yeah, I know. Would you like to use them today? No.
Oh,
I have for another day.
I have 17,000 7-Eleven points because I'm a point hoarder.
Yeah, see, it's impressive.
Wait, is
So
that
it's like, hey, look
actually how many you
is.
have?
Yes, I have
actually have many you have, or is that just what that confused girl said?
No, she would have said 1,753 billion. But no, it's really 17,000.
But this is how good of a guest I am at restaurants. Like, I find hairs in my food all the time.
It's from your beard.
And like, no, it's not, because I don't have a blonde beard. So I find hairs in my stuff all the time, right? And I always show, like, it's to the point where it's like everyone who I go out to eat with just expects me to find a hair in my food now, because there's just always something at the bottom of my macaroni and cheese.
I can't.
So instead of calling the waiter over and complaining about it, you know what I do, Scott? I take that hair and I just eat it. I just eat the hair because I'm not going to be one of those people that complain.
No, we want you. That's the thing, though, is there's a way to bring stuff to our attention and let us.
We want you to complain.
We want you to
not
tell
the
us.
wrong way.
If it's long enough, I floss with it, but I never send it back.
Listen, tell us about it so we can fix it, but understand that we didn't do this intentionally. Okay, we didn't take forever for your food to come out intentionally to piss you off. It's just it happens sometimes. The kitchen crashes, and if the kitchen crashes, and if your food takes a long time, that's not the server's fault. Do not take it out on the server.
No, it's never the server's fault, unless the server just never comes around, and that's annoying.
Well, she was asked by another table to get them some other items.
You should have done a better job.
I mean, it could be the server's fault if they forget to put your order in. I think we've all done that before. And you're like, man, the kitchen's really backed up.
Oh, yeah. And if you're a server, just own it. Just say, hey, I screwed up. Um, here's another one. So if you walk into a restaurant and don't just seat yourself unless it says please seat yourself. Wait to be sat.
That's crazy.
And then
that happens. That's crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, they'll sit at dirty tables.
They will sit at
Chris.
dirty tables, and then they will sit there and they're like, "Why don't I have any silverware? Why don't
That's
I have
crazy to me.
Can I have a menu? Where's my menu? And why has my server been here? Well, you sat at a table in a closed section. There is no server for that table.
Mm-hmm. What he said.
Dynamite drop in there, Mary.
You're
Anything
welcome.
anything else, ladies, before I go to break? This is why I don't do restaurant segments because
Light ice from a bar drink does not mean more alcohol.
oh, correct.
Oh,
Correct.
Please don't do that. And don't also if you want a soda, just order your own soda. Don't drink somebody else's because there's free refills. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's weird.
All you can eat wings, don't share.
Yeah.
And
And if
then
you
it's an awkward encounter.
exactly. It
Then
is
I
a
gotta
very
talk to
awkward
you about
encounter. And if you're going to go into a restaurant that has an all you can eat, don't walk in 3 minutes before the restaurant closes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bologna. I mean, wings.
Yeah, usually wings or ribs or chicken.
Yeah. Whoops. That's all I have.
All right. Before we go to break, Sarah, you got a restaurant review for us?
Now's my moment.
Now is your moment. Here is Sarah's restaurant reviews.
All right. Train wreck. No greeting, no eye contact, no thanks. I asked for a mini bagel that was stacked in a jar on the counter. It was inedible. When I complained to the cashier, she informed me that I had asked for a dog bagel. When I pointed out that there is no label on the jar whatsoever, nothing that indicates that this is made for canine consumption, she just said that she thought I had bought it for my dog. God damn it, did you see me come in here with a dog? These people are idiots. Selling bagels can't be that hard. I figured Chris might feel some type of way about that one.
Oh my God. Canine consumption.
Well,
I just-
first of all, I'm thinking, why does this lady think this place sells mini bagels?
Bagels.
A bagel.
That's what I said. So,
Bagel.
but like you see a
In
bagel
a
on the
jar.
yeah. Why are you thinking this place like this? You think, oh my gosh, I finally found a mini bagel. Like there's no such thing as a mini bagel.
Yeah. Who wants it just a snack sized bagel?
Kind of psychopath
full-
move. Kind of a psychopath move for a restaurant to put dog food on the counter and not label it for dogs, though. I mean, that is a little weird.
That's
Well,
fair.
I do have a cookie jar on my counter that has Oreo looking like cookies, and
He
it's not
does.
labeled dog.
It is
The only
true, but
reason
it just
I haven't eaten them is because I can't have gluten.
I ate one and not knowing it was a dog treat, and it just tastes like there's no sugar at it, so I just assumed it was a fat thing, and that's why. and that's why Scott had them.
Oh, it's like the Snackwell cookies.
It's like you don't want to keep eating cookies, but like you still need them, so you get the sugar-free ones that taste like dog treats. That's what I thought it was.
Oh.
But I don't know. I kind of side with this lady, but I kind of side at the restaurant too. I need some photographic evidence of this. And what was the place called, Sarah?
This is Einstein's bagel.
Okay, see, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. So they don't have it labeled that it's a dog treat.
Hold up, though. You know that at Einstein Bagels, the good stuff, like the human bagels, not the bagels that are made out of humans, but the bagels for humans,
Oh my God.
are usually toasted to order. They're in a nice little display case. They're not in a jar on top of the counter.
And I guess like, why didn't the person order and be like, hey, what's up with that bagel? Like, why is it so small?
Why is it- yeah.
Why is it in a jar?
It
She
had to
ordered-
have been an impulse buy.
Why is it in a dog treat container?
She ordered a mini bagel.
Why are there bones on the side of it?
And
in
you know
the
what's
jar?
you know what's funny is she's like, oh, can I get one of those cute little mini bagels? And the person behind the counter was so excited to give it to her because she thought she was so excited because it was this little
It's her
bagel dog treat, and,
Oh my God.
and everyone was so happy until she goes in the parking lot, breaks a tooth on the
I
bagel
was gonna
treat.
say, could you imagine how horrified they all probably looked when she took a bite out of it, like in front of them? Probably was like, "Do you have any schmear for this?" And they were like, no, we
This-
do not."
The sad thing for her is, typically these places give dog treats for free, so she couldn't even get a refund or a comp meal out of it.
Why is this free? Why is this little bagel free?
You forgot to charge me, ma'am. That's complimentary.
And they're like, wow, I'm coming here all the
And
time.
then she goes out to the car and she goes to her husband, they knew I was a rewards member.
You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. Much more to come. Jersey Man, Florida Man, Clip Notes, and much more. We'll be right back.
There are 3 things that I hate in life:
taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first two I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Psst. Hey, you. You want to join a cult? Well, this might be your lucky day. For just $2 a month and a simple blood oath, you can join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. In addition to the amazing feeling of donating to the poor, you will have access to Patreon-exclusive content, live shows, and maybe even a behind-the-scenes look at my secret stash. To get started, head on over to nonewfriendspodcast.com and hit join our clubhouse. Can't wait to see you at the initiation ceremony. Oh, and in the chat during our live shows, of course.
Hey, everybody. Why don't you give the old Black Lincoln Collective podcast a listen? We're funny, we're fat, and we're here 24/7 at blcpodcast.com. Anytime you want to listen, anywhere, all your favorite podcast apps. Of course, we have a YouTube channel where you can stream live with the show. Check out our shorts. We're funnier the less you hear of us. That's been a Black Lincoln Collective podcast at blcpodcast.com.
Hi, this is comedian Miguel Colon, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. Now, Mary had an interesting week this week. Had a fun week. Took the kids out to dinner, right?
Well, I don't take my kids out to dinner. I think can't be seen in public. No,
Did
we
you
actually
know how many were in your party?
I forget how many kids I have on a regular basis. And it's not my fault because they
I'm a victim
are
of circumstances.
Thank you. At least you understand now. Big shout out to Chris for the package he sent to the Goose.
Whoa.
He was very excited. Chris sent Goose a Pokemon package. And when he had texted me that he was sending him something, I told Grayson, hey, Chris is sending you something in the mail. Every day, check the mailbox. How many days? How many days do you think it's going to be? And I was like, well, he lives in New Jersey. And he's like, oh, man. And I was like, I know. He says that to himself all the time. Here's where things get a little weird with Grayson. Not weird, fun. They're fun. They're exciting. Grayson is on the spectrum, and he sometimes doesn't understand the social consequence of the things that he says. He will hear something and just repeat it, and genuinely sometimes be curious as to the meaning of it. Tonight's dinner was very interesting. Mike Reedy made a delicious glutathione-free like chicken and pesto pasta. We're all sitting there, and well, it's actually not all of us. It was just myself, Mike Reedy, and Caleb with Goose because everybody else is off doing stuff. But I digress. We're sitting there, so it's a pretty intimate dinner, not a lot of talking, and out of nowhere, Grayson goes, "Dad, would you be proud of me if I went to prison and didn't drop the soap?" I don't know where he heard that, but I have found out that some of the videos on like YouTube Kids are not really for kids. I don't know if you all have fallen into that trap where you're like, wait a minute, what is this?
No. I let my daughter do the YouTube.
Well, they have a kid setting, Scott.
I don't. Clearly the kid setting is not working.
Well, it wasn't working. And typically though, if he's at home, he's watching it on the TV, so I can hear or watch it. But if has his phone and is at like grandparents' house and things like that, so like now I'm like trying to see where he found this information. It gets better. This is like what I said. This is not Grayson understanding what he's saying. This is just repeating something he's heard. And he said, Mom, I'm going to send you a video that Dexter sent to me. I'm going to send it to you because you might find it funny.
Oh, is it that porn that the kid sent?
No.
Oh.
He said, the name of the video, When Asians Know How to Do Kung Fu. And I said,
wow.
Grayson, this conversation went from inappropriate to racist real quick. What is next?
Is he looking to be a podcast co-host? Because,
oh my God, it gets better.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, it gets better. He does that little finger thing, where he puts his finger up by his eye when he's starting to really think about things he's heard. And he, a little bit later, comes in my room, does a little thing. We're sitting there just in silence watching a movie with each other, is how he says it. And he goes, Mom, where's Pound Town?
Oh no.
All in one night.
my
This is in
God.
one night that this happened.
I would
all of these things.
uninstall YouTube immediately.
I don't know if it's, I don't even know if it's YouTube. I don't know where he's hearing these things. So I don't know. I don't know I just changed the topic really fast. So yeah, that was fine. All of these things are okay. So thank you for sending good, clean fun, Chris, because apparently I just let my kid do whatever he wants.
Well, it was
fine.
clean, except Grayson in another video said, "Why does this one have wine all over it, Mommy?"
That's messed up. That's messed up. Mary doesn't know that story. I don't think.
I don't know.
I spilled wine all over my desk. There was a really expensive Pokemon card I had displayed here for me to look at every time I sat down. It fell and the wine spilled. The wine got all over it, and now it's not a very expensive Pokemon card.
Oh no!
Yeah, I intoxicated your son.
Me? If Grayson got that, he'd probably be like, "It smells like a Cabernet." Hold on. He would know exactly what it was. He wouldn't even have to swish or anything. I don't know if you saw what he had those cards displayed on. He lined them all up on top of our literal bar and was like spinning on them. So it's fine.
So Mary, you did bring up that he is on the spectrum and that he can be say things that he doesn't know or doesn't mean. Or so my number one fear was because knowing that that's some of the way he reacts to things. Is that I told you to send me a video of him opening it. I was so afraid because I love these kids' reactions to Pokemon cards because it's like the coolest thing in the world to them. I was really afraid he was going to open and be like, oh man, I really want to say something else. And just like completely just be disappointed.
Garbage. I'm not going to lie. So was I. Well, it's true. Any holiday, and I love my boys. I love them. But any holiday, I'm always a little nervous because they are going to tell you there is no pleasing at all. They're going to be like, yeah, this is nice, but why isn't it $100? Like they will tell you exactly what they're thinking. So that's always frightening. But one of those videos I sent, like I've watched 20 times because he like squeals. Because he was so excited. He was so excited.
It made my day. Thank you so much for sending those.
Oh,
it really made my day.
Gosh, he was so excited. He has them all lined up still. He can't wait for Dexter to get back so he can rub it in his dirty little face. Like he just cannot wait.
That the happiness on my face was the happiness on Scott's face when I visited you guys the last time we went to Boma and we told him, no, you pay one price and you can eat all the food you possibly want here.
Was that before or after you broke the news to me that there was no zebras made or used in the zebra cake or zebra dome? I legitimately thought they were talking about a dish that the way you described it was that it's a zebra dome. And I was like, oh my God, zebra. And you're like, yeah, it's delicious. And I was like, you eat that? I feel like that should have been the first tip that I did not know what you were talking about. You guys were like, yeah, it's delicious.
Mary's talking about the famous dessert at all of the African hotels in Animal Kingdom, the zebra dome.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh. So anyways, that was our night tonight. Oh yeah, I did take the kids to the fair. Like I said, that was a lot of fun.
How much debt are you in from that goldfish?
Oh my gosh. No, we didn't. So we didn't do anything goldfish related. I drew a hard line in the sand with that one.
Mary's like, hey guys, pro tip I learned last week. Okay. We just collect a bunch of tickets. If they don't have the prize, we drive to a warehouse in Daytona. They're going to hook us up.
And they meet us out back. No, I'm actually very lucky. I'm sad that Dexter wasn't with us. He went to Kennedy Space Center with a friend, but they had hermit crab adoptions at the fair. And I'm so happy he was not with us because I was like, oh God, but then I forgot that everybody with us could read. And Grayson's like, hermit crab, but we can get a hermit crab here. And I was like, no, we can't. We actually can't.
Is there like an overpopulation of hermit crabs that they have to do an adoption event? Is this
That's
like
what I was wondering? like if
Judy's
they're
Pet
destitute
Rescue or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't think that I would pass the hermit crab background check because they would know that I have 2 deceased on my property. So I don't know if that would work out well.
They send the hermit crab scouts out to your location.
They will. They do a home study and everything.
Cadaver dog.
Yeah, they notice I don't have enough substrate. So, but the fairs are getting smarter and smarter. Now they have like squares and they take cards.
Oh,
so you don't
yeah.
have to roll up with cash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Central Florida
Because
Fair has bars everywhere.
Mary, but it's not just the fairs. Homeless people are getting smarter. Like when they're
Yeah, they
asking
have
you for stuff
Cash
at the gas
App.
station. Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't carry any cash. And they're like, well,
They're
here's my
perfect.
Cash App, or here, I'll take the square.
Venmo me. Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot my wallet at home.
I forgot. I don't have any money. I'm actually poor too.
Actually, do you have some money that you could spare?
Yeah. Do you want to go halvesies? We'll go ask this guy over here.
Yeah, I only believe in pine nuts and respect from the elders. So
have you heard of Corgi coin? I have a couple of those laying around.
I'm overflowing in the Corgi coins.
They're worth about 0.001 American dollars. They've worked out a lot of things. They've really finely tuned their psychological approaches as well. So we're playing the little balloon dart game. And of course, we have to have all the kids who are there play. So I think, well, it's actually just Zoe, Addison, and Grayson who wanted to play. And so the guy that's standing there has this like unicorn on a stick that he's like, I love this thing. And it's like just this tiny little unicorn on a stick. And
it's like
so
when I first started dating my wife, it was unicorn on a stick.
Oh my God. Why? Okay.
I have a lot of questions actually, but I don't think I want to know the answers. There's a lot of weird things going through my head. Please go on, Mary.
I don't even know if I can.
So Sarah, you've got kids, right?
Long story long, they give the kids these options of prizes that are trash, but they offered the kids baguettes, like stuffed baguettes, like that, and that's what they picked. They all wanted the stuffed baguettes, and then the guy
food.
No, it's like a stuffy, but it looks like a legitimate baguette. It's just it looks a piece of bread.
Hold on. What you call a stuffy
animal.
and what I call stuffy are two way different things.
Like a stuffed animal, a stuffy. But it's not an animal, it's a bread. It's a stuffed bread. But not like stuffed crust. I don't know how to describe it.
So they now make plush sandwiches?
Yeah, kind of, yeah, but there was no filling. It was just the baguette. That's it.
So just a bread.
Piece of bread. Yeah. And that's what my two daughters were like, you know what? We need that. Give me two.
Wait. Panera just put out a sub purse and it sold out in minutes.
I'm sure that my daughters would love to have that.
I have $400 a piece if you want them.
I only need two. Tell me what warehouse to meet you at.
Hey, Mary, all you have to do is just wait for Chris to spill some wine on it. He'll send it to your kids for free.
Perfect. I love it.
Wow.
Listen, but after the guy gave the kids the baguettes, he gave me the unicorn on a stick, guys. And I was like, I didn't play. And he's like, yeah, but every mom deserves something. Like said some sort of cheesy line. And I was so happy.
Oh, he wanted to get in your pants.
Unicorn on a stick.
He wanted to get in your pants.
Yeah, because he wanted my wallet. He wanted us to spend more money is what he wanted. And then he's like, kids, if you want to play again. And of course I'm like, but I have this unicorn on the stick. Sure, everybody can play as much as they want. But then Mike Greedy was a voice of reason and was like, that looks like a pencil topper. Come on, like, let's go. Everybody likes their baguettes. Let's go to the next one. And I was like, fine. But every picture you see me with the freaking unicorn on the stick, like smiling ear to ear in the background. So it was a great time. So it cost like $75 for that unicorn on a stick, but I was very happy.
At each game, were they playing for a different sandwich topping and then they could put together the actual sub, or was that the only food stuffy section?
Well, did they play other games? They did. I don't remember what they won though. I know that we spent way too much money on concession food though. Good God.
Mary, this is what I love about you. Okay. You don't learn anything from things that are said to you or life experiences. We just did a whole segment about the fair being a scam. And so what does Mary say? Oh, I'm better than that. They can't get me. I'm just going to defy odds and bring the kids to the fair. No, you don't defy odds. The house always wins at the fair.
I never thought that the house wasn't going to win. I willingly went into that.
But the house wins your house, and that's where it's a problem.
You know, it's not a problem for me. I'm a freeloader.
I can house anywhere.
See, I was a willing participant. I did.
The next fair is
Open
going to have a
arms.
Mary adoption event.
Probably right next to the crabs. I'm telling you. Anyway, so that was my week.
hermit crabs.
Yeah, that
Hermit
caught me
crabs.
off guard as well. I was like,
Sorry. Sorry,
I was gonna
guys.
say, you didn't tell me this carnival's in Polk County.
It's off of West Colonial.
Yeah,
it could be worse,
runs
honestly.
parallel to South Orange Blossom Trail, home of the non-hot hookers.
Home of the unicorn on a stick, but not the good kind.
Some would call it that.
Yeah. Anyways, what else is you got kids, Sarah?
I love how it's going to be our segue whenever we just don't know what to say because something's just so inappropriate.
So speaking of Pound Town, I don't know.
Wow. All right.
Not the kids. I meant just, oh God. Okay.
Oh, wow. Here we go. All
Fix
right.
that. Somebody fix it. I didn't mean for it to do that.
Are you guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Maybe.
Yes.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Ryan brings us two news stories. One is from New Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to figure out which one is which. So take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week at my new job at a warehouse. Scott's always picking on me for being poor, so I figured if I got a second job, maybe he'd stop trying to sign me up for food stamps. Just because you can't see my house from the space station doesn't mean I'm poor, Scott. So anyways, oh wait a minute, I need to get this call real quick. Hello? Arcade Warehouse? You want the Raptor? The blue one? How much you got, 20,000? All right, meet me behind the warehouse at 2 a.m. Come along. Hey, Carl, I got a girl coming for the Raptor. Yeah, one of those bluish ones. Mind grabbing that? Anyways, as I was saying, I'm sorry, guys, I got to get this call. Hello? Arcade Warehouse? Pencil erasers? How many do you need? No, I don't know how many pencil erasers it takes to lure a kid into a van. Wait a minute. Scott, is that you? Hello? Hello? Yeah, weird call. Anyways. Man, sorry guys, I didn't realize this job would be so busy. Hello, Arcade Warehouse. You want the Pikachu? It's 20,000 tickets. Well, how many do you got? All right, I'll make that work. 10 minutes? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. That was a guy that abandoned his wife on top of a mountain while snowboarding and said he'd be tumbling down the mountain behind the warehouse here in about 10 minutes. He wanted to get the giant Pikachu before his wife told me he couldn't have it. Oh, Carl's back. Carl, what is this? Carl, I told you the bluish raptor, not the Jewish raptor. No, put away the one with the yarmulke and the curls and bring the bluish one here. Wait. You know what? Keep the Jewish one here. That might work. Oh, that must be the guy for the Pikachu. While I get all these deals sorted out, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. Carl, pick up the phone. And in our first story, a man pays $20,000 in Bitcoin in a failed attempt to have a 14-year-old killed. And in our second story, an Uber driver exposes himself to the rider after several unwanted advances, police say.
All right, so we've got Bitcoin. That was fantastic. I was like, please let there be more phone calls. Please let there be more.
I know. I was like, I'm ready for 15 minutes of phone calls, please.
We could just do a whole third segment of phone calls to the arcade.
Oh my God.
All right. So Sarah, you inspired that Jersey Man, Florida Man. Which one's which?
I think the second one, the man exposing himself, that's Florida. I feel like, I don't know. I got to go with that.
All right, Mary, what do you think?
So I think the Bitcoin is Florida because there's a lot of people down here that are into not very smart decision making. And I think the exposing himself or in an Uber is Jersey. Yeah. Final answer. Lock it in.
All those people have unicorns on a stick as well. Chris, what do you think?
First of all, was the Raptor joke that Ryan's telling, was that featured on No New Friends After Dark?
No, that was in the main episode.
It was in the main episode? Okay, because I just wanted to point people.
Yes.
Well, listen, if you didn't know there was a No New Friends After Dark, listen to No New Friends After Dark. That was my plug. So I'm gonna do exposing yourself, Florida, just because I hope that it wasn't New Jersey.
All right. So normally I say that pedophilia stories goes along with meth, goes with Florida, but I'm with Mary. there are a lot of people that believe in conspiracies and believe in things that actually don't exist. For example, that Trump won the 2020 election. So I'm going to say the Bitcoin thing is Florida, and the exposing themselves in the taxi is Jersey. All right, let's find out the answers.
So our first story is from New Jersey, where a New Jersey man admitted to paying $20,000 in Bitcoin in an effort to hire a hitman to kill a 14-year-old who he feared would testify against him in a child pornography case.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, this almost happened in Florida when those kids made fun of Mary in the park. Luckily, you can't hire a hitman with arcade tickets. So that means our second story is from Florida, where police arrested a 44-year-old Uber driver after a woman accused him of making several unwanted sexual advances and exposing himself to her after he picked her up for a ride. This guy must have a lower Uber rating than Princess Di's limo driver. But still higher than Remy from Remy's Roundtable. And in other news, a giant seaweed blob is heading towards the coast of Florida. The blob of seaweed and algae is so big it can be seen from space. Experts are saying that this is the first time in decades that something has washed up on the coast of Florida that wasn't trying to escape Cuba. This thing is so big that people are actually wanting to name it. I find that kind of offensive. I mean, this thing already has a name. His name is Scott, and he's just trying to enjoy the ocean. Please stop calling him a giant ball of algae. That's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you very much, Ryan. I knew he was going there. That's fine. That's fine. I'm fat.
Nobody says anything. Guys, I need help.
Yes.
Yes.
My sister's getting married on Saturday.
Oh, wow. April?
Autumn. Very close.
I knew it was a season or a month.
It was a season or
Summer,
month.
Or than
something. Yes,
May,
very
summer.
close. And it's a it's a pretty intimate affair.
I think that we should talk
Background.
about this when we come back.
Okay, that'll work.
You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
Picture it, St. Augustine, Florida, 2022. You're on the Night Watchman Ghost Tour with all of your ghoul friends. The air grows colder, you turn the corner, and there she is, Ghost Mary. Okay, you probably won't run into Ghost Mary. You may see a ghost named Mary. I'm not really 100% sure, but the tour guides for the Night Watchman Ghost Tour from See America Tours do know it is the only 4D ghost tour in St. Augustine. So if you have ever wondered what a ghost smells like, well, now is your chance. And right now they have a scary good deal going on. Enter the promo code NNF, as in No New Friends, and receive 25% off your Night Watchman Ghost Tour. So visit them at seeamericatours.net. That is SEE americatours.net. Okay, bye.
Hey there, Scott here. You all know I like to spend time wandering the neighborhood on my big wheels or hanging out at the park with my fedora and my Bud Light. So I don't have time to clean my own house. That's why I've been using I Believe services for the past 6-7 years, and they're the best in commercial and residential cleaning. They're also doing carpet shampooing at such a reasonable price. Just check them out. That's ibelieveservices.us. Give them a call, 407-928-4595, and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hey, it's Dane from Big Beautiful Diz. If you haven't heard of my YouTube channel already, it's all about theme parks. Theme park history, theme park reviews, theme park opinions, and interviews with people in the industry or the community. So if you're a theme park fan, head over to youtube.com/c/bigbeautifuldiz and hit that red subscribe button. I'll see you over there, everybody.
Hi, this is Mark Christopher Lawrence. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. Before we went to break, Mary she said she needed help, which we all agree with. But in this case, it's about a wedding, an upcoming wedding.
It is. So my sister's getting married on Saturday.
Okay.
We have all the ducks in a row, I think, for the most part. I picked up my dress. It had to get altered. It fits like a glove. It has pockets. Very excited. I'm wearing beautiful, sparkly white Converse. Very excited.
Is there an attached barf bag?
Yes. You just can't see it. I have it tucked in.
Good.
I don't have boobs, so I just stuff them in there. That way, when I puke, they get bigger.
No wonder you like being sick.
Yeah,
I do. I love it.
It's great weight loss and it's natural enhancements.
This waist is snatched.
I just know what your track record is for recent family get-togethers.
Yes,
so
and my sister usually is the one that falls victim. So,
don't vomit on her wedding cake.
I'm gonna try my best. I'll try my Mary best. I just found out via text though that I am giving a speech at the reception. Today is Tuesday. The wedding is on Saturday. I don't have enough time to panic and get this done. I need at least 3 to 4 business days to panic before I can be expected to put something together.
Mary, this is brilliant. Okay, I
she
already
did it on purpose. I already know.
Right, but I have a solution for you. Okay, you've talked about your sister quite a bit on this podcast. She's a Clubhouse member. I feel like Chris knows her well enough to just write you some cliff notes for the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
It's a good way to get emancipated from the family.
Or manscaped. No, or Ryan can do Ryan could write a speech. He's a gifted writer.
Wait, as long as I don't have to talk about balls at some point and like freshly shaven balls.
You will. You can wear an earpiece. You're going to be like, hey, this wedding was a ball. Speaking about balls.
No, Mary, listen, this is the trade-off. Okay. We have enough Clubhouse members that love you dearly and missed when you weren't here, that will be looking out for a sister. They will write this speech for you, but it just part of the contract. I'm going to need you to make sure you drop a Night Watchman Ghost Tour.
Am I gonna have to say that the food is catered by HelloFresh?
No, you don't have to do that. Sandpiper. So, hey, who here's from out of town? Well, let me tell you, you could have gotten here a lot less with a lot less hassle had you called Sandpiper Vacation. Sandpipervacation.com. Tell them the No New Friends podcast.
Yeah, the groom's family is from London, across the pond.
Nick could have helped them out. I'm sure their favorite dessert is spotted dick. But
almost positive of it.
Listen, I'm gonna pull the troops in. Okay. Other Ryan is saying that he'll be a ghost writer for Ghost Mary. Classic Ryan will write it. Chris will write you some witty jokes. Sarah will teach you a Jewish prayer. It's all good. We've got you covered.
L'chaim.
There you go.
Okay, great. All right, thanks guys. I appreciate it. I'm still gonna panic, but
And thank you, Ryan. I'm getting all these ideas throwing at me, okay? Are being thrown at me. So at the end, if you want to make it, you just end the speech with, and listen, if you want to make a real difference in the world, in lieu of wedding presents, donate to Bubba Job's needy family in the Gambia.
The smiling coast of Africa. And then I'll give them my Cash App.
Perfect. Perfect.
And I'll hold up my unicorn on a stick.
Yeah, this is not a problem at all. There's all easy. Yeah, everybody's hitting the easy button. We've got you covered.
Well, the good news is she won't hear this episode until after the wedding. So she won't know that I'm internally panicking, even though I acted real cool in that text. I was like, yes, hooray. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to crush it. And deep down inside, I'm like, oh God, hello. No, it's fine.
Or just recite song lyrics. No, I think we got you. Covered. Everything's fine. What's the next problem? This is Help a Mary segment.
Oh, wow. I didn't know I was going to. Okay, thank you. Well, there's that. Right. Also, my role at the wedding is to walk Jameson, my nephew, down the aisle.
Okay.
And he's beautiful, wonderful. I'm a little jealous, though, because I am also the Reverend Mary Reedy. So I was hoping to maybe also officiate the wedding. But then in hindsight, now I'm remembering that I say weird things that are off the wall.
Right.
Like, yeah. And so I wouldn't trust me to officiate anything. Nothing. Literally nothing. So I get that. But now I'm worried about all of my tasks for that day, like walking the kid down the aisle. What if he gets unruly? I'm gonna have to show him YouTube videos, and then he's gonna be asking his mom about Pound Town.
Leave it to Mary, though. Leave it to Mary that even during a wedding, she's trying to overwhelm herself.
I know, and I just don't want to mess it up, man. What if we trip? What if I trip and I take the kid down with me?
As long as someone sends me video, no new friends podcast at yahoo.com. That would be fantastic.
These are all the things that I think about. What if my hair looks messy? Well, it's probably going to look messy. I don't know. There's so many things that could go wrong. I can't be responsible for ruining someone's wedding. Well, I don't know. Anyways, those are all my issues for now, I think. Oh, I'm turning 35 in a couple of days. That sucks. I know that I'm middle-aged now, and that's tough. That's a hard one.
Are you middle-aged or are you more elderly at this point?
No, I think I'm like, well, hey, wait a minute. Do you know 35 isn't that old? It's just like middle age.
Yeah.
Right? What do you mean?
Well, okay. So where do heart attacks fit into middle age versus
Wow. How dare you use my trauma against me, Scott? No, the way you figure out if you're middle aged is you just double your age. And then if it's not a tragedy, if you die at that age, then that's middle age. So if I were to die at 70, nobody would be like, oh my gosh, she was so young.
They'd
be like, okay, well,
if you died at 70, that would be a major win. Like everybody would be very happy.
Son of a bitch. What is wrong with you? Take it away, somebody else.
Take it away.
You're my problem. You're my other problem, Scott.
So Sarah, you've got kids, right?
She says nothing. She just laughs. At this point, she's like, no children here. Sorry.
Chris, you got any cliff notes for us?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
All right, so a couple weeks ago, we did talk about the soon passing of President Jimmy Carter, and today it was announced that for some reason he asked Joe Biden to deliver his eulogy, and actually, Steve the intern was able to obtain a leaked copy of the script. So wanted to give you guys a first listen, I guess, of what the opening sentence says. And here it goes. So Joe Biden writes, Jimmy Carter. That's all we got. That's all Steve got. We don't pay him very much. So, in other news, the Oscars aired on Sunday night. It was a really good show, I thought. A record-breaking amount of minority actors were nominated and won awards, which was really cool to see, for me anyway. Scott texted me and said, quote, I'm sick to my stomach right now, ... hashtag MAGA, which I guess is Make America Great Again. Oh, God. Now, there was a lot of controversy with the Oscars.
Always.
Not having to do anything with race. It had to do with the memory video. Some people were left off. Actually, one of the our favorites, Anne Heche, she was left off the screen. So even the Academy's unsure if she's alive or dead. They still don't know. They're not sure.
Oh, God.
I wrote that joke and it still makes me laugh.
Yeah. Not leaving her on really fired me up. Just burnt me to a crisp.
Whoa.
Oh, you kill me.
So in segment 2, Mary told us that her son asked her where Pound Town was. Scott immediately texted me asking him to let him know if I knew where it was. Mary talked about how the carnival that she went to, it was just all really shitty prizes that they went down the line and you just had to end up settling on. Scott's wife had a similar story when she decided on who to marry.
Son of a bitch.
Stuffed baguette.
Scott brought up that one of the Pokemon cards that I sent Mary's son had wine spit all over it, which is a sore subject for me, but I'm also a little upset that he mentioned it because I was trying to keep it a secret so that Mary didn't try to juice it.
It would be so high in fiber.
Scott was telling us that beggars at gas stations are getting smarter and smarter, and he's starting to run out of excuses on how to avoid giving them money. Scott, if you were just honest and told them that's your wife's money, I think they'd understand. So in Florida Man versus Jersey Man, Ryan pointed out that a giant bowl of seaweed is headed toward the state of Florida. The notion that vegetables are heading to Florida scared Scott so badly that he started searching for houses in New Jersey.
A lot of pasta there. A lot of pasta. And bagels.
Oh, man. And lastly, Mary talked about stuffing her bra for her sister's wedding. Mary, you should ask Scott what he uses to stuff it.
2 bagels.
And those are my clip notes.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Thank you very much, Chris. Now, before we move on to the next thing, we actually got a couple voicemails.
Oh,
yeah. So
people actually called.
Yes, they did. Many people are calling. So I've got a couple of them. I'm only going to play one tonight. And if you'd like to leave us a message that can be played on air, just give us a call, 407-906-0543. So anonymous caller didn't leave their name, information, or anything. But here we go.
Hey there, no new friends. After your last podcast, when you talked about religion and dinosaurs, I was wondering if any of you had seen the 2017 film, The Velocipaster. In this film, a priest travels to China after losing his parents, where he inherits a mysterious ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur. Although he is horrified by the new power, a sex worker convinces him to use it to fight crime. Now, it has a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, so you could have watched this in the Bad Movies Review segment. Unfortunately, that segment lasted less time than History Time with Mary, but significantly more time than some other things familiar to Scott. So anyways, that brings me to my question for today. Was Jesus black?
Wow, beautiful, really well done segue from Velocipaster to which was a real movie to
I actually did see that movie.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You saw it too, Sarah?
Yeah.
Did you see the part where the car blows up, but they didn't have the car?
Yep.
It just says CGI car. There's no car there. It's so fun. It's so bad. Yeah. So I started watching it and didn't realize it was not appropriate for kids.
Oh, shocker. Shocker.
It was a sex worker that really tipped me off.
I love how he was able to keep his composure the whole time until the last second. And I'm gonna say yes. I think Jesus was black.
100%.
Sarah, what do you think? Sarah's opinion is really the only one that matters on the. Oh no! You killed Jesus.
Darker shade than me. That's all I know.
That's not too hard.
Yeah,
I know that's
a clan member. A clan member is a darker shade than you, Sarah.
Wow.
Scott knows them.
I know you know.
There was less white at the golf tournament last week than Sarah's complexion. All right.
We're gonna have Scott's Cliff Notes pretty soon.
I know, right? I'm getting
God.
kind of good at this, but then I'll improv it, and you know how I am with improv.
No, very good.
One little spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation. Right at the start of everything that's new. One little spark.
Hey, it's Alex from Diz His. You know me, you know Joe, you definitely know Chris, and you know Jen. Well, we're the hosts of Diz His, the Disney History Podcast. Every week we take one Disney subject and go over the history, as well as our insight on the subject. We talk about other Disney topics, as well as what's new in the news. You can find us on all podcast platforms, or go to our website, dizhiz.com. That's DIZHIZ.com. And we're on all social media at DizHiz65.
Chris, what do you got coming up on Diz Is?
So I sent Mary's son a gift this week, but I actually received something from Nick this week as well.
Oh, spotted dick?
Close. So, like we said, Nick from Sandpiper Vacations did just come back from a trip from England. He actually sent me something, and I'm not going to say what it is until the end because I do want you guys to be surprised. But when it did come in the mail, I was actually really surprised how big his package was. When he said he was giving this to me, I was expecting about something 4 inches, but it was more so 12. It was a good foot long that he gave me. Now, since it was a big package, it did come by boat and not plane. I was really impressed by the sheer power of the seaman to get it to me on time. It came very quickly. Anyway, I took what he gave me, and it didn't really quite work at first, to be honest with you. So I texted him. I said, "Why isn't you're giving me this? You're giving me all of this from this package, and not really working." So he asked me if I tried blowing it, and after I blew on it, it actually worked quite good. But so if you didn't guess it by now, Nick's tea bag was a lot better the second time around than the first time. Yeah, he did send me some English tea. So thank you, Nick,
Earl
for
Grey.
the tea bag. So if you want Nick to give you a tea bag, so if you're interested in getting your own authentic English tea bags from England, don't know how the hell to get there, reach out to Nick at sandpipervacations.com. He'll get you there. Fill out a quote. It's totally free, just like his services, which are totally free. Sandpipervacations.com. Tell him that No New Friends podcast sent you. Again, I said this last week. I'll say it again. He just planned my vacation. It was the coolest thing ever. I said, "Hey, I want to go here. I want to go here at this time," and he did it. It's it almost feels illegal, but it's not. So reach out to him if you want him to plan your vacation for free. He's also going to give you the inside tips on like when things are going on sale and everything.
Just a tip.
He gives me inside tips all the time, Scott.
But just the tip.
Yeah, just tips.
Okay,
just tips. Yeah, they're great tips. They're like huge. Huge tip, Scott, because these tips are only given by Nick. Like you can't get this kind of tip anywhere else. So no, I guess what I'm trying to say is no other travel advisor is going to give you the tip like Nick does.
Sandpiper Vacation, giving tips since 2020.
Anyway, on Diz His this week, it's going to go hard to segue to every week. We are giving the his on Catherine Beaumont. No, that was not a Joe Biden impression. That's her last name. She's French, I think. She voices Wendy Darling and Alice from Alice in Wonderland. And here's a little fun fact about this. So Remy was supposed to be on the show this week. And he took off of work, and he didn't take off of work. He tried to get off work, apparently, and did not get off of work. So Remy's not going to be on the show. But Remy picked this person. Remy gave me it's Women's History Month or whatever it is, Women's Month, right? And Women's Appreciation Month.
Happy steak and a BJ day.
Right. I got neither of them. I'm vegan. So Remy gave us 4 people to pick from. I looked up these people. It took me about I did about 3 seconds of research on each one. I sent it over to Alex, who does the history for Diz His. I said, this Catherine Beaumont, whatever her name is, she seems awesome. She's a Disney legend. She voiced Wendy Darling and Alice in Wonderland. Alex says that sounds like a great idea. We'll do her, right? Consensually. So he a couple of days later, and we're on Discord together talking. He goes, "Yeah, so literally the only thing she did was voice Wendy Darling and Alice in Wonderland, and then she retired." So I think I just gave you the his right now. But so tune in to Diz His if you want to see how Alex actually stretched it to a whole episode on this Disney legend.
He stretched it out by pivoting to Raleigh Crump, who just passed away. Disney.
We were supposed to have him on next week.
No. Diz His gets their guest. We were supposed to have.
No new friends. We were supposed to have him on. Yeah, I booked him, and it's just a shame what happens.
Yeah. You can check out Diz His 65 on all social media, dizhis.com. We've got some other fantastic podcasts that we want to talk about. We've got the Black Lincoln Collective podcast where they talk about random stuff. It's a lot of fun, just like ours. We've got Don't Wreck Yourself, where Ryan takes us through the BS that is wrecking the internet. He wrecks that stuff. We also have From Ashes to Awesome, formerly known as the Dopey Canuck podcast, all about drug addiction and recovery. We've got some other great podcasts out there. Mary, what you got?
I have a mental health moment with Dr. Ed Zamero. Hell of a guy.
Chris?
If you're into Disney, check out Big Beautiful Diz on YouTube, where he dives into old defunct attractions as well as history on current things as well. We also have Studio 21, the baseball podcast. If you're following the World Baseball Classic, tune into them. They'll give you all the rundown and what's happening in spring training. And then lastly, my favorite and our good friend of the program, Remy from Remy's Roundtable. You can check him out as well, streaming on all major platforms.
And Sarah, what's going on the Nerd Archive podcast?
Oh, they're talking about The Mandalorian. That's their episode. It's out on YouTube. It's going to be posted on Spotify on Friday. So the newest episode, we've been watching it religiously every Wednesday. So keeping up with that.
And piggybacking on what Sarah said, her husband, Lewis, who is the host of the Nerd Archive podcast, also streams on YouTube, TR Factory. I've been tuning into his Pokemon streams recently, and they've been a lot of fun. And also other Patreon members of this show have been chiming in and out of these streams. So yeah, check out TR Factory TV on YouTube. It's a lot of fun to watch his streams. As long as we're not streaming.
Right. Yeah.
Which is every day except for tonight.
And if you'd like to connect with us, you can check us out on all social media, but our links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. We've got our sponsors tab where there's a bunch of exclusive deals with either unique links or promo codes to get you some discounts. So check that out. You can join our clubhouse, become a Patreon member, a friend with benefits, and watch us record all these things live as we're doing them. They're a lot of fun. And then check out our sweet merchandise. On behalf of Game Master Ryan, our producer, Alex, Sarah, Chris, Mary, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.